Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faith Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Samyang, it is the Buldak mac and cheese carbonara, and I'm giving it a 3. Supposedly this is spicier than the sweet corn, which I've already done a video on. You can check that out if you like. We have a new character. We have Peppo here instead of Hochi. And so in here we've got carbonara, which they're suggesting is cheese and I guess whipped cream or sour cream. Not sure what that is. Cheese, of course. Buldak 3 spicy level. Cooked for 8 minutes, just like the other one. Are we throwing the noodles? Are we throwing the noodles? Yes. Throw back into pan. So I'm not going to be following this exactly. I followed the other one pretty precisely, and I actually did cooking for that as well. If you like, you can check that out in that video if you're interested. But we've got here, let's take a look at the old ingredient panel. And natural flavorings, I guess, is where the extract is going to be living for the sauce. I'm not going to bother getting out the Buldak block. I've got some of the black hot sauce, and we're going to skip that, I think. So we've got mozzarella cheese here in the thing, and modified cheddar. I don't remember all this being in the corn one. Oh, there's Gouda too. Mascarpone, I do remember that one. We've got milk cream and so on, so that's probably more where the carbonara part is coming from. So this one might actually be cheesy, potentially. Let's see what we got in the old box. We've got, I don't know why they do this. Not one big packet, but 2 little ones. And then we've got the sauce packet, which is red instead of green. It was green for the other one. And there you can see the tiny, tiny noodles. They are roughly about here. So they're way, way, way down in the box. It's about right about here. So it's about 1/3 of the box is the noodles. So I'm gonna go and cook this, and maybe we'll mix it up here on the table. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll come back and you can see me mix all the stuff together. I might just do it over there though. It's gonna be kind of a pain to do it over here with the hot pan. So we might do that. I might just come back and I might just put it into the plate, and then I might just eat it. You never really know which way this is going to go. Okay, so here we are. And I tried to leave a little bit of the pasta water in there. And I put the pan too far away. So I gotta reach. So it definitely, that was a good move. It definitely made it a lot creamier. Gave me more of a cheese sauce. You can see it actually kind of pours now. Whereas the other one, it definitely took a little bit more scraping, but you can see it's flattening out. It's obviously quite hot. Maybe you can see it steaming. You can see it sliding on the plate. So we definitely have got more sauce here. And I'm pleased. This is actually closer to the consistency that I would want for this type of food. For a, it's not instant obviously, but for a sort of packaged mac and cheese. As for whether or not it's going to be, I mean, I'm really interested, I guess, to kind of see where they're going with this. The corn I thought was a really cool idea. That worked better for me in ramen. This one, the carbonara, I didn't love so much in the ramen. I am really kind of actually ambivalent about the carbonara generally. It seems like everybody's trying to do that. And it really, in a lot of respects, has fuck all to do with actual carbonara. Like, I don't think any Italian looks at this and goes, "Si, carbonara." I don't think that is what goes on with this. I think they're just probably baffled. Like, adding cream and peas and using bacon instead of guanciale, like those things are by themselves just enough to make them go, "What in fuck's name are you doing?" And then we have this, which is it's a whole new degree of bewilderment and bafflement. It would have been interesting to see them actually try to take on the actual Italian version. That would have been kind of fascinating. But anyway, this should be cool enough. I think I've blabbered long enough here. So the noodle consistency is better somehow for these. I don't understand why. It's probably because I kept some of that pasta water. It's making this a lot creamy and smoother instead of gummy and pasty. The other one, actually, I feel like it had slightly more heat as well. I don't think they know what they're doing with this food type. I appreciate that they try to add Buldak into a number of regional and world flavors. I do appreciate that with the ramen side. And ramen does come off a lot better. As far as this goes, this is just, it's really weird. Because it's just like a really odd version of like a Kraft mac and cheese. That's the simplest way I can explain it. It's not bad, by no means. The flavor combination actually here is kind of nice. It just reads as so bizarre. It reads as way more creamier than cheesy. I think that's the biggest problem I have with this. The two Buldaks so far. It's like almost like they don't understand what this dish is supposed to be, and it's in the name. Like, mac and cheese is not a confusing name. The macaroni is fine. It's the same. This macaroni is actually a lot like the stuff that comes in the cups. I'll tell you this though, don't do it for more than 8 minutes. And do it at a slow boil. I keep some of the pasta water. Like, seriously, the texture of this is such a departure from the corn ones. Like it is actually like the macaroni is completely correct here. The flavors are weird though. They're just, it's not bad, it's just it's wrong. It's kind of like if somebody gave you a glass of milk or a glass of beer with ice cubes in it. Like you can comprehend what it is, but it just seems wrong. Flavor wise, I think this one works better than the other one. I kind of thought that would be the case. Its reading is slightly bland to me as well. I mean, I think okay. Let me formalize my thoughts here. I think this one works better. This one is more successful. I don't understand why they didn't go with the Quattro though. They've got a Quattro ramen, which is a 4 cheese. It's a 4 cheese ramen, and they could have just done that. What are we doing with carbonara? I don't know if the corn and the carbonara are the best selling. Maybe. Like, it is such a mystery to me as to what they were trying to do. The corn was, I mean, it tasted to a degree like corn. 100% not what I would call sweet corn, but definitely corn. Whereas this one has nothing to do with carbonara. Carbonara is, I mean, it is a cheese sauce, but it's more of a creamy sort of thing, and egg yolks and all that kind of thing. This this isn't, it's not representative of really anything on this box. There's not enough cheese to be a mac and cheese, a proper mac and cheese. There's definitely not a carbonara here. I think this is more successful overall. Like I would not have an issue eating this again. This was like, it's odd and it's strange and it feels wrong in that same way that I described earlier, but flavor wise it's quite nice. The heat is extremely minimal. Like the other one, I think I might give it a default 1. I can't remember if I rated the heat or not. Or no, I think I might have given that one a legit 1. This one I would give a default 1. Like it is, you can tell there's something there, but this one is a 3 on their heat scale as opposed to a 2 for the other one, is backwards to me. And neither one of those would approach what I would call a 2 or 3. But they're not going to sell. If they start going to that level, they're not going to sell much of this. This is just, I don't understand. Like, is this meant to just be like a novelty product? It's certainly not going to disrupt the mac and cheese industry. That I can tell you. Like, you'd be better off just buying a bottle of the Buldak Black hot sauce and just putting that in macaroni and cheese. It would probably be better actually if you just did that. So I think they really need to reconsider what they're doing with this. And to me, they should just start all the way over. Make the base first. So make your mac and cheese first. I assume they made the ramen first. Right? They got a good ramen and then just kind of spiraled off of that. Here's kind of the problem though with their success, I think in a way, is that their sauce does not translate to everything. Like it is really good, like really, really, really good with like meats and stuff. But I don't think it necessarily translates into like a mac and cheese sort of thing necessarily. Unless you're going to actually have a good mac and cheese. That's the big problem with both of the mac and cheeses so far. They're not good mac and cheeses at a base level. This one, like I said, as an overall product is fine. Like this one I would definitely have again. I do think it's very odd, and I would not buy this over, I wouldn't buy either one over the ramen. The corn I have gotten the ramen actually multiple times. This one, I would actually probably get this above the ramen, actually. Because I like kind of what they did with this. I didn't really love it in the ramen too much. The whole creamy thing to it. But I don't think it's a mac and cheese. I just am not getting mac and cheese out of this. You have to have a good mac and cheese base. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a video that I'll do at some point, is to make it a really good mac and cheese and then add the bulldog sauce to it. I don't know, we'll see. But I think that's what they need to do. Like, one of the easiest things they could do is, you know, like Velveeta and some of the other ones, they actually have a squeezable cheese pouch that you can just squeeze the cheese right into the noodles. And something like that, I think would be better. Or if they had just a pure cheese powder. You know, like, don't muck about with this carbonara business. Like, this one's fine. I mean, keep it if you want it. But the corn one, like that is definitely missing out of that. It was very uncheesy. This is not particularly cheesy, but I cannot begin to tell you how much this was helped by saving some of that pasta water. Night and day difference. So make sure you do that. But that's the thing. Their instructions are wrong. You can't, if you're trying to get the best results out of this, you can't go by their instructions. So I don't know who conceived of this or why, but it's, for me anyway, pretty prime for a reinvention. I think there is potential. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do think there is, like, decent potential here, but I don't think at all very clearly understand what is one of the simplest dishes in America. I mean, you can't get much more simple than mac and cheese. You know, and I've seen people make it by boiling up a bunch of elbow macaroni and then cutting up a Velveeta into blocks and just stirring that in there and throwing maybe a little bit of salt and pepper and then maybe just a dash of milk if it was too thick and call it a day. And it is very recognizably, I don't like elbow macaroni, but that is still very recognizably a mac and cheese. Whereas this one is, the noodles are what we would recognize as a mac and cheese for sure. The texture of them. But the sauce is just, like I said, it's just off. It's just off, I guess, is where I'll leave it. But yeah, this one, surprisingly, I wasn't thinking I was going to like this one better, because in the ramens, I like the corn way better. But as far as the mac and cheese products here, this was definitely the better one by, I would say, a substantial bit on the flavor side. Heat-wise, it is a bit of a step down. But there you go. If you decide to get it, like I said, no more than 8 minutes at a very, very low boil, and save a little bit of that pasta water. Do not drain well. Save a little bit of that pasta water. You can thank me later. But I think we'll just leave it right there. That was the Samyang Buldak mac and cheese carbonara. Now go full in peace to serve the flame.